Hello and welcome to the All Rookie Podcast. I'm your host, William Harris, aka William is Bill. And I'm so glad to be back with you guys for another great episode of the All Rookie Podcast. On the first episode, I discussed the top two prospects in this draft class, Darren Peterson and AJ Dybantsa. And because, they are in a draft class tier all by themselves. So today we're going to go 3 through 5. And it's going to be a very interesting episode for you guys. I can't wait to see your reactions, your comments, your thoughts on this. It's going to be different than anything else you've probably seen. So without further ado, let's get straight to it like it's nothing to it. We're going to count down 5, 4, 3. So for number 5 on my list of the top 5 prospects in the NBA 2026 draft class, let's start off with Mikael Brown. How many of you guys know this young man? Mikael Brown, dynamic point guard for Louisville. 6'5", 190 pounds, averaged 18 points, 3 boards, 5 assists, 1 steal, shot 41% from the field, 34% from 3. 19 years old, 6'5" dynamic point guards are very hard to come by. He's a good 3-point shooter and phenomenal with the ball in his hands. Up there with the best handles in this class. He is super fast when blowing by his defenders and can also play with pace and hesitation to get to the rack. And it's not just layups. He will throw it down on you. He knows how to use his body to create space. He's a confident 3-point shooter. He's not an elite shooter, which you would love to see, but he's really good at it and he has a really nice shot. So I know it's going to get even better. So this is probably the floor of his shooting, and he's 19. So just remember that. He's a really promising prospect. There is no reason Mikael Brown should not be a starting point guard in the league. His height and handle stand out, in addition to all his other great assets. He can finish with touch and even with his left hand. And, you can't say that about everyone, so that's important. But his only need is probably to get his weight up a little bit and increase his shooting. But great passer, great vision. His height, you love that height as a point guard. It would only help him see the open man even better in the NBA. And, because smaller guards have a harder time with that translating sometimes. A lot of times smaller guards are projected in the top 20 and they never even see the court. So Mikael Brown is not going to have that issue. He has good hands on defense, and that weight that he will gain ultimately will help him on defense as well. But Mikael is a tough shot taker, tough shot maker, and that can be looked at as a positive and a negative, but no doubt in my mind that he is a potential star. If you want to look at a concern, he had a back injury that ended his season. He missed the last 6 games, so no tournament play for him, and they say it was a strain. So it's not significant damage. It's not nothing that's going to end his career or should even follow him into the NBA. But whenever you hear the term back injury, obviously that brings caution. Obviously, that's going to make him go through the medical treatment and examinations through the combine and all that stuff more than others. It's going to be looked at with a microscope. But from what we know now, that ended his season. That should not carry on into this NBA career. But that's why I have him 5 as well, because it was a push for me. It was close. I almost had this young man at 4. That's how good Mikael Brown is. He's a threat from anywhere on the court. Very fast out there, which I love fast guards. But he still plays under control, which is even more important. He will blow by you with his speed or a plethora of fakes and jukes. You just never know where he's going. And when he shoots the 3, like I said, 34% is slightly above average. But he not only can just shoot 34%, he has long range as well. He reminds you of how Dame would just pull up from anywhere at times when he's feeling it. So I'm not saying he plays like Dame. I'm saying when Dame shoots from the logo type of shots, you never know where he's going to shoot it from. Mikael Brown can do that as well. So I honestly don't think he can be stopped one-on-one, at least in college. Of course, it's going to be more tough in the NBA, but that's how elite his skill is. Mikael Brown has a quick release, can shoot off of screens, pick and roll, anywhere, honestly. He's not afraid of the big moment. And like I said, literally his only concern is his back. because other than that, he could easily be the best point guard in this class. He can rock you to sleep with the ball, can finish with either hand. He's just an excellent prospect, and that's Makel Brown. And I'm excited to bring Makel Brown to your attention. If you have not heard much about him, you're going to want to check out his tape. Now, it's something you should know about me with the All Rookie Podcast. I do not follow consensus. I go by what I see when I'm watching film, and I don't even listen to the outside noise or pay attention to mocks and other podcasts, ESPN, all that stuff. I go by what I see, make my list, make my notes, and then I'll check and say, oh, I got Makel Brown at 5. Some people have him at 10. But that's common with this draft class. They have players rankings all over the place. So at the most part, don't worry too much about the number. Listen to what I'm saying, because knowing about these prospects as much as you can is more important than, William S. Bill had him 5th and ESPN had him 12 or whatever. Know about the players, because like I said, the top 2 are in a tier. And in my opinion, 3 through 5 is in a tier. You might can say 3 through 7. I'll say 3 through 7. But it varies. So, this class is going to be fun. So that's Makel Brown, the 6'5" point guard from Louisville. Let's see who's going to be number 4. Are you ready? Cam Boozer. That's right. Cameron Boozer from Duke. You all have heard that name. Some of you are saying, wait, 4? Why is he 4th? I expected him to be 3rd. Well, just hold your horses. Let's get into Cam Boozer, okay? Cam Boozer, the 6'9" forward from Duke, 250 pounds, averaged 22.5 points per game, 10 boards, 4 assists, 1.4 steals, 0.6 blocks. I wish that was a little bit higher. But 56% from the field and 39% from 3. That is truly impressive. Cameron Boozer, loving that he can shoot the 3. That's like a modern day almost essential, but he's shooting it at point guard, shooting guard clips at 39%. So, of course he's not going to be Steph Curry out there. Just the fact that he can shoot it will help a team. He's kind of an old school power forward, more traditional in the size and weight area, but he's still modern day, can play that 3 or 4. But I think he'll be stuck on the 4 for the most part in the NBA. But most 6'9" players nowadays weigh 40 pounds less than him. So it's good to see a big with some size on him. His game is efficient, but not really fancy. He's very effective, though. Very smart with the ball. Great basketball IQ. He's a little limited in his dribbling, but, he's a power forward. It's supposed to be like that. But he can still get where he wants to in a straight line type of dribbling. He's not really left to right, more straight line. And because otherwise it's a bit more of a struggle. In my opinion, it's better if he gets great position than if he gets the ball and is told to go one-on-one and go to work. He comes at it slow and methodical in the paint, a lot of banging, a lot of pump fakes. He needs a little bit more in his bag in the NBA to be as effective as he was in college. It's very difficult for him to score at times, which I don't like. That makes me feel uncomfortable slightly. So, but I know in the NBA, they're going to have coaches to work on his development. He clearly has good bloodlines. You know who his dad is. If you don't, Carlos Boozer, the NBA All-Star. But really good rebounder, has a knack for finding the rebounds. Would love him if he was 7 foot. That would be a game changer. But still, he's going to be a team improver as it is, because he's a really good team player. Nice passing, big man. His defense is exceptional. A lot of people say he didn't even get to truly show all that he could do at Duke. But he has great movement and hands for steals. He's a heady player. His footwork is probably one of the more impressive things to me, and his discipline out there on defense. He can stay with guards and defend the paint as well. So teams will love that. And, of course, the fact that he can shoot and put up a lot of points. Very promising. Most bigs from Duke average 10 points or less. So this is, he's not a center, but he's still a big. Not including Zion and Cooper Flag. They're just different entities. But, if you're looking for a great modern day power forward 6'9" player, you found your man. Moves like a small forward at times with his speed and attacking of the rim. I love that he can play on the perimeter and the post. He can create for himself. Um, he can step out, hit a J, hit the three, soft touch in the paint, can create space to score with his post moves and strength. We haven't really seen a true power forward like him in a while. There's a lot of slashers, but I think he can just be a 4 in there and go to work. He can be an instant impact game changer if he's on the right team. That's very important for Cam Boozer because, like I said, he struggles at time when he gets stuck in the post and can't get free. He'll continue to have to make those post moves and learn those moves. He has some. He just will need even more in the NBA. He runs the floor very well. Not going to jump out of the gym, but he is athletic and fast for his size. He's just not flashy at all. He's a freight train when in transition, can flourish in the half court as well. Especially, he's a good team player and passer, especially when he's doubled. He's not a stiff big man. He can move his feet. Like I said, love his feet movement, if you want to say it like that. He moves his feet very well on defense, and he's big enough to defend bigs and stay with guards. You got to love that. Great anticipation. Will get steals from interrupting passes, quick hands, quick feet, good passer. And the fact that he averaged 4 assists per game, you got to love that. That only helps his prospects as well. He'll fit right in and possibly be better in the NBA than he was in college, like some of his recent alumni. A lot of players at Duke actually normally get, I don't know if it's a different system, more freedom when they get to the NBA, especially depending on if you're drafted high or a priority on your NBA team. Things tend to work out a little better. And he averaged 22 and a half and 10. So I don't think he's going to get that type of production, at least in his first and second year at Duke. But it's easy to see him average 15 and 7, 15 and 8 as a rookie and, have a nice impact for a team. All right, so that was number 5 was Mikael Brown. Number 4, Cam Boozer. Who will be the number 3 prospect? We know number 1 was Darren Peterson. Number 2, AJ Debonsa. All right, y'all, let's see. Number 3 from the All Rookie Podcast, I have ranked Kingston Fleming. That's right, Kingston Fleming. The point guard from Houston. Have you heard his name before? I'm sure you're shocked that it's not someone else. But let me tell you why Kingston Fleming is number 3 on my list. He is a 6'4" point guard, 190 pounds from Houston, 19 years old, averaged 16 points, 4 boards, 5 assists, 1.6 steals per game, shot 47% from the field, and 39% from 3. Kingston Fleming is a game changer, y'all. He can do it all. Not only is he fast, but he also plays under control. He can do anything he wants out there on the court. Great size for a point guard, great handle, really good shooter, can hit the pull-up J from anywhere, will blow by you, very crafty finisher at the rim, but can also throw it down with authority. He has everything you want in a point guard. And like I said, 19 years old, 6'4", plays under control with no real weaknesses. That's insane. That's hard to pass up on. And on top of that, he plays winning basketball. Houston was a great team. So it's not like he was doing all this on a bad team where he was the only option. And that only increases his ceiling and his prospects, in my opinion. He handles pressure very well out there. Even double teams can't really get him out of control. They were ranked 6th. And when they play Iowa State, and they really put the pressure on him, double teamed them, and he still performed. He's a true playmaker, can get his shot off when closely contested. His pace and control really impressed me. And this is, just a point guard you can't pass up on, Kingston Fleming. So like I said, most point guards that are similar to him cannot shoot the ball. He can. So his pace and control, like I said, very impressive. He's destined to be great. Excellent passer as well. Puts his teammates in great positions to score. When doubled, he finds the open man. Very quick on defense as well. Moves his feet great. Great hands for steals. Not undersized, so he won't be taken advantage of on defense. Very active on defense as well and shows great hustle out there. He had a 42-point game this year for Houston. like I said, unselfish, pretty much a perfect prospect. And only 2 turnovers per game. No issue there. His recovery speed on defense is crazy. Tries very hard, contests very well, moves his feet excellently on defense. And, he can be a master of the mid-range. Once he gets the ball anywhere in the half court, if you don't want to give him the 3, he can go to the mid-range. You don't want to get to the mid-range, he can go to the hoop. He'll get to the paint and pull up with the J very comfortably. Stop on the dime, get his shot from anywhere. Doesn't need much at all room to get a shot off. Doesn't need much space at all. His handles are so precise and tight. He's in total control of that ball at all time, like it's attached to his body. And, if you want to get super crazy, which I all probably already think I am, comparing Kingston Fleming, saying Kingston Fleming is third, but just check the tape with me, y'all. He's very similar to Derrick Rose in college. You know what I'm saying? Same field goal percentage, both very aggressive, lightning fast guards that can lead their team and take over a game. Similar play style and attack mentality. I'm not saying he's going to be Derrick Rose. I'm not going to say he's going to be an MVP of the league. But I'm saying Kingston Fleming is all that and more as far as potential to go into the NBA and be a starting point guard and help lead a team into the future. What are your thoughts, guys? And this is not clickbait or any of that. Y'all might think I'm crazy, but I've seen him projected around 7th. I've seen someone say he should be 10th. I don't know what these people are watching when they're looking at the film. Kingston Fleming, just dynamic point guard. And, if you want to say Kingston Fleming is 3A and Boozer is 3B, or vice versa, Boozer is 3A, Kingston Fleming is 3B. They play different positions, so it's all about which you value more. And I think Kingston Fleming is more of a dynamic player than Cam Boozer, even though Cam Boozer will come in and be very effective, very helpful for a team. A point guard, an elite point guard, can truly take you places that a non-dynamic power forward normally can't. I don't know. It's like splitting hairs, you know what I'm saying? So I just truly believe in Kingston Fleming, and I think his future projections are through the roof. Let me hear your thoughts. Follow me at William S. Bill. Follow us at Sports Ethos. Check out more of the All Rookie podcast. I'll be back with more. We might do 6 through 10 on the next episode. If you want to do that, let's do that. 6 through 10 on the next episode. And I can't wait to hear your thoughts. And I've been appreciating everything you guys have been saying, commenting. I appreciate the feedback, appreciate the support. And I'll be back for more, you guys. So like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow me at William S. Bill. And until next time, I'm out of here. Peace.